I will explain something that always comes up, and that are unlicensed titles that may never come to the States. There are some shows that it is impossible to license now, and it's because of the way licensing is broken up in Japan. When a show has had its two revenue streams, originally there were ever only two revenue streams. There was the original broadcast and then the home video market. And once you had gotten both of those revenue streams, that was the end of it. You know, it was kind of over and done with. Well, what is the other way that you could make money? Where's the third way you can make some money off of that show? So, well, that's after all that, because that usually happens. The toys and merchandising and all that, soundtracks, that all happens during the release of the thing. Let's say after let's put it in Star Wars hands, even though that's not in any danger of losing money. If you've already broadcast it, you've already shown it, the other way you can make another little bit of money off of it is sell the rights to it. Well, so you have one title. To make even more money, you can break it into parts and sell the rights to only certain things. And in many cases, older shows have been broken down in image rights, music rights, broadcast rights, character design rights, and there's there's 5 of them. And in order to reproduce that show in the States, you have to reassemble all 5 rights packages. And there are a bunch of shows that David Williams and Matt Greenfield just wanted so badly for ADV, and they would get to like part 3, and no one knew where the other 2 rights packages were. Like they didn't even know how to find the people that had the rights to them. Or the other problem that you have is if you buy, let's say you invest in real estate, you're hoping that it'll go up in price at some point. Well, in many cases, the people that are holding the pieces to this, the rights, the pieces to reassemble this rights puzzle, one person wants more than is worthwhile for a title. Somebody like, well, the music rights for this is definitely worth $50,000, even though they may have paid 8 or 9. Well, a company at some point has to decide, is it worth me spending $100,000 to get the rights to this if I'm only going to sell 200 units? And that's where some of it stops, too. So there are complications with finding it, yeah.
So you want to watch one of these shows, you cannot buy it, you cannot rent it, you cannot get it, quote-unquote, legally. From a standpoint of, if you don't want to hurt the industry, but you want to see it, if you download it, where does that fit? Because there's no way you're going to ever see it legally.
I wouldn't say there's no way.
Or you just get so old that you don't care anymore.
I'm almost there. I will use I'll pull out the Holy Grail sword at this point and say Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Older fans get to giggle. There are people that say there is not a legal way to watch that. That's absolutely not true. There is a Japanese laser disc of Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and if you can track it down, it's a lot of money, and you can dust off that old laser disc player from the 80s. Yeah, oh yeah. That's the cool thing about all of the Japanese laser discs. That's the first way I saw the director's cut of Blade Runner. It was a Japanese disc. They always have subtitle options and stuff like that. So that is a definite, because I think David Williams has that. If I'm not, I know he knows someone that has it. Yeah.
This could be an issue with some older works too, like Cyborg 009. The anime and the manga are old and hard to find.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they're underground classics.
Yeah, definitely.
And, I have the first disc of the anime. I cannot find anything else.
Have you even checked Right Stuff and stuff like that? Like, have you?
I didn't know about Right Stuff.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Unfortunately,
there are some older titles that you cannot find anymore, and sadly, some of them are shows that are big favorites of mine. When a company drops the licensing for a show, I remember when ADV dropped the licensing on Dragon Half. At that point, no one has the rights to it anymore, and there is no one else that can redistribute that show until someone else picks up the rights on it. There are shows like that. Luckily, you can still find Dragon Half. But like there are a lot of older shows, so I don't know what the answer is to that. And I get what you're saying, but what I've tried to tell people as a fan, I get the instant gratification thing. I get I want this, I want it, I want to watch it. But And even if it's an older show, and they're like, well, you know, nobody's going to lose money off of it. The reason I have to say I have to be against it is because the same site that would deliver that show is also delivering Inuyasha and Naruto and things that are losing money. I wish there was not the slippery ethical fight that comes along with this discussion, but there just is. And so when I tell people, when people are like, well, I want to watch, you know, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, I'm like, well, have you ever seen Ping Pong Club? Like, is it too much to just go watch a different show? Like, because some things are not available. There are Japanese video games that I can't get. And if the maker has not made it available in the United States, I am not going to spend all of my money modding a game system so I can possibly not be able to use it for something else. I'll just go play something else. And I wish there was a better solution to that, but there's not. Some of those older titles, there's some specific ones that there have been fights to get those titles, and like something ridiculous has happened and it's just fallen through. So I wish there was a better way to solve that, but I don't know that there is. It's that fan instant gratification thing. I have to deal with it all the time as a music person, because I'll read about what all these DJs in Europe are playing, and I want it right now because I have to have it right this second because it's hot, you know, like I need it. And I'll go to the site where I buy my music and it's region restricted. And yeah, I could use a proxy server and do all that stuff, but I'll find somebody else has got a banging song too. I'll play. You know, I'll just find somebody else's song. But I get it. I totally feel it. That stings. Like I'm like, there's a song right now that I went to buy this morning. I have my computer up and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this, and it says region restricted. I'm like, okay.
Doesn't that make you mad though that the suits are just directing you that you have to see this and can't?
But it's not really this. It's not really the suits though. That's the argument. That's the thing that always makes me laugh though. It's like the people that used to be like, well, ADB is the Microsoft of anime. They're not. They were 5 guys that used to trade videotapes in Janice Williams' living room. It's sometimes it's a distribution thing. Sometimes somebody's not found the right distribution. Like there's a group I like called Plan B, and they don't have an American distribution thing, so I can't buy their stuff. But it's not anyone purposely like, you cannot listen to Plan B. You will never listen to Plan B. It's really just a complicated legal system, you know, like it's just not out yet. And it makes me mad, but, you know, Christine O'Donnell makes me mad. Lots of things make me mad. I just go get some more free coffee in the lobby and I'm okay, you know, like, I'm sorry, I just love that this hotel has free coffee. I'm gonna probably float away by the end of the day, but yeah, I do realize there are things as a fan that I just can't solve. And that's probably why I'm not in charge of anything. But I am just trying to encourage people to, you know, be in support of the industry. And that's really all I've been trying to do. I know there are fan-subbing people that think I've been out to get them or whatever. I'm not. I just don't want the people that make these shows hurt. The worst is Nabeshin has an idea for a hysterically dirty and funny show right now, or actually 2 or 3 now, but there was one specific. But he cannot find anyone interested in producing a new show. That's a problem. I mean, this is Nabeshin. It's not like somebody nobody's ever heard of. Excel Saga, Puni Puni Poemi, Wallflower, Nerima Daikon Brothers, like, and he's directed for other people. But that's where we are. That's where we find ourselves. Like I said, there are some new things, some exciting things happening. People like Anime Network are finding a way to be profitable online. Hopefully something will come around. I still at least have a little bit of faith because I'm still making the same arguments. But, yeah.
We've got Nabeshin in the audience here.
Oh, yes, maybe someone dressed. And the funny thing is, people that have never met Nabeshin think that that's a caricature of what he looks like. I have pictures of my brother standing next to him, and he looks just like that. He really does have an afro. He really does wear a red jacket everywhere he goes. The best Nabeshin story was when he was at Anime Central, Nabeshin likes to be with fans. He doesn't like to be herded around and told where to go. And so he will slip his handlers very regularly and just wander around the convention. He's gotten in the car with fans that were going to eat. There was a group of people going to get pizza, and he heard someone say pizza, and he just followed them. And when everybody shut the doors to the car, they turned around, and Nabeshin was like... And the best is when they call for him on the radio, there is always someone dressed as Nabeshin, and they're like, we're looking for a guy with an afro and a red jacket and a yellow tie and a blue shirt. And they always grab cosplayers like, excuse me, oh, you're not him. And they have the hardest time finding him. So yeah, that's the reason Nabeshin is allowed to give him the slip. Thanks to people cosplaying as Nabeshin. It's awesome. But I want to thank you guys for being here, and at all, just because it means you care about the industry, and that means a lot to me. And I know the people that run this convention, one of them is a vendor, so she cares about the anime industry too. So thank you guys for being here, and I'll be around. I'll see you guys this weekend. I'm hard to miss, so I'll see you.